Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Very excited to have this young gentleman on, and I just found out his age, so he is much younger than me. The one and only Eddy Mazarredo.
Yes, thank you.
Mazarredo with Orlando State and so many other things. We're going to talk about elevating to a new high, or highs, to new highs, and we're going to talk about that Z that's in everything that Eddy does. And so much more. Welcome, my friend. How you doing today?
Thank you so much, Ted, for having me on the show. It's really quite an honor to be here with you and to share in some good synergies with you and all the viewerships out there. You know, it's really a dynamic marketplace that we're living in right now. I think that companies need to grow, adapt, change, move, grow, keep challenging themselves. Is really the opportunity here, really, you know, and reach out. Reach out to the community, reach out to each other, because this is what the aspect of the dynamic is, you know.
Agreed.
Building on that good energy, you know, that good karma, and good things happen. So
I love it. I love your energy. You can't make it up, guys. This is just how Eddy is, and it's so awesome. And he's got that great spirit. So let's talk about that, because people are like, oh, you two are pros. You do this all the time. Tell them a little bit about your journey, because I think it endears people when they hear about the journey, that you weren't always this Eddy, that there were other iterations of Eddy leading to this one.
Yeah. Thanks. So you know, when I was little, I was born in Miami to Cuban parents, and you know, I saw their struggles a lot of having to leave, you know, everything behind, and I guess part of my ancestral background. It seemed like everyone that I was associated with growing up had a business, and they were entrepreneurs, and they were very successful at what they do. My grandfathers were in the newspaper business. They were in the retail business. They were in the marine industry, because, you know, Cuba is a tropical island. So I kind of was like enamored by this. And I'll never forget, at the young age of whatever, 5, 6 years old, I got a cash register as a gift under the tree from maybe Santa Claus, right? And I fell in love with the cash register system. You know, like you punch in the buttons and it chimes and it rings and the drawer opens and you get dollar bills out. So from that day on, I was basically sold on the concept of doing my own thing and being an entrepreneur, you know?
Sure. And I love that, and also that cash register, I think I had one too. Or at least we played with it. It was the noise that it made. You felt, you know, people came and bought stuff. I think my grandparents probably gave me real money, but you know, you had all that fake money. What was it like as you're getting older and you realize, all right, I want to be an entrepreneur? We don't really have a lot of support, or at the time we didn't, like in our school systems and things like that. But when you have that spirit, nothing can break it. So did you experiment with things going as you're getting older and figuring it out? What was that like?
Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously there, like you said, there wasn't a lot of avenues, you know, for things like that, to be consulted or to be advised on situations or what to do when you're starting a business or what costs were involved. There wasn't a lot of those write-ups, you know. So, you know, just trial and error, really, you know, and that's how a lot of this went down for me. You know, first started off with like a little mowing business on the side, you know, but I always had that creative approach as well. You know, I always thought that I could really challenge myself by really, just like almost like when you go to Little League, you know, when you go and you start off and you hit on the tee, and then you master that, and then you move on to live pitching, and you keep challenging yourself to see, because I always said to myself, and I'll share this with you guys, Ted, too, that I always said to myself, how do I know that this is what I was born to do?
Yes, you know that is a question I think we all ask, right?
Right. So there's so many different avenues of what I've been able to achieve, you know, over the past 5 years. You know, I played guitar as a kid, but then I really developed a passion for it, you know. And then I was like, whoa, you know, I always thought that all these awesomely talented musicians, and here I am, not bad too, you know, after a lot of practice, you know. So I've been able to develop things just on that sheer grit. And that, you know, it takes me back to another story, is that, you know, I think I get a lot of that that persistence from my mother. My mother, she's been like that rock, you know what I'm saying? And she has had that charisma too with her personality. And I've seen her, and she's, growing up as a kid, every time that we had an opportunity for us to have a party at our house, my mom was the first one there. Valentine's.
Love that.
It didn't matter what it was. Cinco de Mayo, we were doing parties. You know what I mean? No one in the neighborhood was doing parties, but we were doing parties because we love having people to get togethers, and I think that comes from the Basque side, from the Spanish heritage of hers, where her parents were born in Spain and my grandparents as well. So all that kind of dynamic of sharing, being together, sharing food, and that's, I've learned that hospitality as well, and I think that that's really helped me in my career as well as a person to be able to push forward and treat everyone with the same kind of love,
That's right.
Whether you come to my house, you get everything you want to eat here and drink here. Good.
I will have to look that up and find out where you live. I'm of the same thought process too. I think we have, I grew up in an Italian family, and so everything was about breaking bread, literally. And we lost that. I feel like overall, a lot of people didn't experience that. Now, COVID, I feel like forced a lot of people to go back there, and boy, did they discover a whole bunch of stuff they liked and didn't like. That's for a whole another show, because I really do want to focus on Orlando State and talk about this. I have to ask, so I typed it right, but the grammarian in me, if that's even a word, you had everything lowercase. I'm like, all right, I'm going to follow what he put. He put a capital Z on there for a reason. I get marketing. I understand it. But let's talk about Orlando State and then talk a little bit about how you're promoting.
Awesome. So yeah, Orlando State has really taken its own like evolution over time. I think this brand, we founded it back in 2011 or something, really dating back to that. But until we met that mutual friend of ours, Kat, and she was really big supporter of me and everything that I did, as much as I was for her. And through that process, she gave me some really good tutelage and some really good advice on some things. So I merged the business one way, and then now we're back selling it. And Orlando State, what it is I'll explain it to you. It's a
Please do.
Vanity collegiate streetwear apparel and accessories brand. Okay, so it's powered though by our newsletter and our events division, which is on a world-class technology stack. That comes from the 25 years tech experience that I have, that we've been able to really organize this business, because, when a lot of businesses are first formed, there are a lot of seed ideas, right? And
yes.
Ted, these ideas, they seem to work in paper, but when you actually apply them to the day-to-day, the business fumbles, if it collapses. So you need to evolve and mature the business, and I think that that's what we've been able to do, but we've been able to position this brand for growth through our tech stacks, to be able to be cutting edge in the things that we do, to be as much as efficiencies as possible, and to be able to drive as much content as possible right now, which is a huge problem and a huge solution by using technology to generate that content,
Agreed. So you're wearing something. So talk about, you described it as vanity, collegiate, lots of words in there. You're wearing one of the shirts today. Tell us about what other kind of, where does the design come from? Tell us what Orlando State even means. We had a bunch of people ask that before we went live. So give us a little 411 and then show us what you got going on there.
Okay.
Don't get naked. I just want to.
This is a designer jacket, not on Orlando State, but in any case, this is the Atletico collection that we have, which is a college ringer, and what we've been able to do with Orlando State is just that, is as a collegiate vanity collegiate experience. Our motto or our mascot, if you will, is the good times, and again, this kind of ties into everything that we've done and everything we've talked about, and in pushing or creating these events that we're doing, we're able to drive those good times. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that you enjoy the good cocktails, that you enjoy the good food if you're in that foodie space, and if you also enjoy the good cannabis as well, then that's as well part of it. But we want to try to create the good times. You know, you come to an Orlando State event, it's about the good times. It's about helping each other out. It's about promoting each other. It's about promoting the arts. We're very big into promoting the arts and celebrating. That's the most important thing. Celebrating through music, right? Through music, the good times that exist together.
I love it. Elevating to new highs. I'm a little slow, but now I get it. It took me, it's Monday, man. I'm learning as we go. Talk about the events, because you keep mentioning the events, and I feel like that is such an important conduit. We're back. I feel like, you know, I'm vaccinated, thank God, but whatever your beliefs are, the world is opening up, especially here in our neck of the woods. But talk about the events themselves.
Yeah. So, you know, part of this process, when we first started the Orlando State and growing the brand, like most brands grow through the life cycle of a brand, you need to basically be in the physical. Most brands start off in the physical realm. They don't start in the digital or online basis. You know, you can't really grow the brand that way because people at that stage want to feel your brand. They want to see and touch it. You know, it's that aspect, and that ties into the event. So what we saw was we were in retail closed. So we had to go to the dynamic, but we were still like, well, we do events well, you know, and we've learned to do events well, and we've learned to be hospitable, and we've learned to make sure that people have a good time. And we've learned a lot of that, because not only that is that's from my background, but at the same time, we are here in Disney World, Mouseville, and these people have perfected this. Right. And, you know, this, and Orlando as a whole, 75 million travelers in 2019 pre-COVID, you know, this is pretty exciting numbers, you know, so they've been able to master hospitality, you know, and I think that's something that we do as well, better. So we're doing these events, and this year, just because of our newsletter, we're doing our fourth edition of our newsletter. We were going to release the newsletter, Ted, on Saturday and throw a little newsletter release party.
Nice.
But the venue that we had chosen did not allow us to bring the music. And Ted, I said to myself, and I said to some of the other people, I said, a party without music is just a gathering.
Yes.
You see?
Correct.
So I delayed it, and then I said, then everything just seemed to fall into place. It's our fourth edition. It's 420 coming up. That's the right dynamic. We are kind of culture as a brand. You know, we do enjoy that, and we do like promoting the legalization of the plant as well.
Amen.
And supporting all the aspects that go with that, and supporting all the artists that go with it. So now we're doing this. And actually, it's quite a unique experience. We're doing the 420 edition event this Tuesday, April 20th, downtown Sanford, at the Tuffy's Cider House, Tuffy's Bottle Shop and Lounge. And we're having 3 really great reggae bands from this local area as well. We try to always seek out local support, always support local businesses, support local establishments, and support each other locally. So anyways, on that same tangent, on the same topic, we're having 3 reggae bands. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. We're going to all celebrate each other. We're going to celebrate through music. And we have about 20 giveaways to have out to all the patrons that are going to be there celebrating with us. It's going to be a really nice time, and I hope that all the viewerships could have an opportunity to go out.
Well, we will put the Eddie will put, when he shares the show, he'll put the link, kind of the information, so that we know where to go on Saturday, because that's exciting stuff. What I love, you know, I'll make an observation. Your energy. Why would you not want to go to something Eddie's hosting or putting together? You want to be there because you know it's going to be positive. You know you're going to have a good time. You know you're going to meet good people, like-minded people, which is really so important in this day and age of all the toxicity. You're going to have people who think about the same things you do: clothes, music, anything in the canna world. You're putting all of these cool things together, but you're also promoting them and their businesses and their causes. And when you go out to an event, you're going to have a good time. You're also going to meet people that could change your world, or at least change the trajectory of it.
Yes. So true, Ted. And you know, a long time ago, I realized too that music was a very powerful healer, you know, and it really needs to be in the center of our lives as well. You know, there's quite great dynamics with that whole thing, and you know, this event is just going to be one of the next ones that we're going to do. So if you don't make it out to this one, but I do want to share one thing. This is the first ever 420 happy hour in Central Florida. Okay. And I think that in itself carries a little clout. And I think that this is a really epic night to celebrate each other, because we've been locked away, if you will. But anyways, come out, celebrate each other, celebrate the goodness of the good times of Orlando State.
All right, why the Z's before we wrap it up? What's the Z? There's Z's and everything. You even added a Z to Kat's name. I saw that. So what is the capital Z? And I did have a bunch of people go, Ted, are you all right? Like, normally my grammar is perfect. Why is there a capital Z? I'm like, it's just, you go with the flow, but explain to them.
Yeah, so, part of the, I guess you could say, Ted, it's part of the enigma, right? I guess, I have a Z in my last name right there in the third letter. And I kind of wanted to accentuate that, it kind of like I've always been into that little through text message. I think it started with my friends first, and I kept doing that. And I also don't use punctuations in text messages. We use a slash for everything.
That's okay. Me too.
It annoys people all the time, but I think it's quite funny. And I do love that humorous side as well. And, on that same tangent, years ago, people used to tell me all the time, "Hey, Eddie, you're so funny. You're so funny. Your energy is great, and you're so funny." And I said, well, I think I should try stand-up comedy then, so that was something that I tried years ago as well.
How did that go?
There's some videos out there, but I'm not going to share that.
I got to go search YouTube for that. All right, Eddie, tell them the best way for them to reach you, buy all your cool stuff, learn more about the party, and of course, learn more about Orlando State.
Yeah, thanks, Ted. Yeah, again, you can find this on orlandostate.com. You can find this on most of the social media channels under the same name, Orlando State. And this party is going to be promoted. The passes are still some passes available at Eventbrite. If you want to go to that 420 edition event. And it's going to be a great time, and we're going to all celebrate and look forward to more great things from Orlando State in the next coming months as well.
I'm excited. I love the concept, and I love what you're doing and your energy, man. You can't make that kind of stuff up. We need to surround ourselves with more people like Eddie and all the good that he's doing in the world. Eddy Mazarredo with Orlando State, orlandostate.com. Y'all reach out, get involved. He does everything: music, entertainment, canna. And of course, these cool things that he has. I should have gotten one from you before. I would have worn it. But it's really cool what you do. And I appreciate everything that you do for our world and our community, Eddie. Thank you.
Thanks, Ted. I look forward to keep working with you and your team as well, because you're awesome. And I really appreciate giving me the time this morning to chat with me. And I look forward to seeing you as well at the party.
Yes. Listen, party time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Reach out to Eddie, orlandostate.com.